All right, welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is the continuation of my first journey compendium, I guess. But we're doing the Nokron to Nokstella Chronicle here. As Fia's Blood Assassin, going for the Duskborn ending. Very briefly, we got two things to go over. Number one is a change to the naming convention. Before, it was a 4-part naming convention. You had the game. So Elden Ring. Then you had the, I guess, player archetype. So in this case, Blood Assassin, because I make compendiums out of all of these playlists of chronicles at the end. When that character has been through the whole game, I tie it all together in one gigantic playlist that I call a compendium. So we'll have a first journey compendium, we'll have a new game +1 compendium, a new game +2, etc., etc. So this one is the first journey compendium, and the character type is the Blood Assassin. And then part 3 is what section of the game we're in, broadly speaking. In this example, we are doing the Nokron to Nokstella stretch. And then part 4 finally is the episode number. Well, I've decided that adding one more part between the overall place that we're at, the zone, and the episode number, to give you a little bit more idea of the main content that that specific episode is covering, so that you can search it out better. You know, or that you, when you see the title, when you do a search, it makes maybe more sense and gives you a better idea of what we're looking at. And then I tested that by looking it up on YouTube without signing in, so I can see it from y'all's perspective. And it looks like it's still just one line. It's kind of a lengthy title, but it has a bunch of good information in it, and it's not extending to 2 lines of data. I think 2 lines would be messy, but 1 line seems to be okay. So we're going to test that out and see how it goes. The second thing that I want to go over is we have a choice to make, and Fightin' Cowboy describes this in the latter third of his video number 35, which is titled Ancestral Wood and Cursemark of Death. It's in his Elden Ring walkthrough series, and he informs us that we have a choice to make here. Last episode, we got the Finger Slayer knife that Ronnie wanted. We can go turn that into her right now. But if we do, it's going to lock us out from a side quest that Celavis has, which basically, if you buy all of his spells and then buy his second puppet, he gives you a quest line to go get an item up here in the Altus Plateau. And then you can bring it back to him. But, spoiler alert, this quest line is all about betraying Ronnie. And so you're going to have to do some other stuff here, I guess. I'm not really totally sure. And then he gives you a plus 12% magicka damage talisman, if I remember correctly. So me doing, you know, the whole idea behind this journey, number 1, is to fill my inventory out as much as possible, giving me max flexibility in New Game Plus for whatever character I want to build. So you would think that I want to do that, right? But because of that problem it creates with Ronnie, it kind of confuses everything. You would have to go down here. Now, this isn't hard, I don't think. I've never had to do it before, but you would go to the Church of Vows and you would have to get absolution so that Ronnie will talk to you again. But the big thing here is that it throws us out of sync with what Cowboy's doing. We would do this later instead of right now. And so I've already decided that in my New Game +1 playthrough, I want to finish that Tree Sentinel. I thought that was an outstanding character. And so I want to play him. So it's pretty easy for me to pick another ending besides Ronnie's quest and go ahead and just knock this out in New Game Plus. This one right here, Celavis's quest, which is what Cowboy is actually kind of recommending, you know, and then that way I can stick with his guide as is. Remember that the whole reason I'm following this guide is because my last playthrough that I did with that Tree Sentinel, I passed a point of no return because I didn't realize what I was getting myself into, and it changed the game state and locked me out from certain content in the game. So I do not want, that is my utmost priority. That is priority number 1, even over getting my inventory filled up as much as possible. is to not mess up this playthrough. And so I want to stick with doing things in the order that Fightin' Cowboy does them. So we're going to go ahead and stick with his method of just skipping this and saving that for a New Game Plus playthrough, and we'll continue on with Ronnie's Rise. Man, this is neat. I love this game. I like the atmosphere. I like the storytelling. I like how you have all these different threads just interweaving with each other, and it's kind of tough to follow stuff. And I like following a guide that sort of unfolds all of that for you as you go along. So every aspect of this I'm enjoying. I remember whenever I played World of Warcraft, one of my favorite things to do was to level a character from 1 to 60 just following a walkthrough guide for how to power level, and I would monitor my XP per hour and stuff. It was fun for me, you know. So following walkthrough guides is actually, I don't know, it just appeals to me for some reason. I like it. Here we go. We're going to talk to Ronnie.
Ah, it was thee, not blithe it seemeth. Even in my slumber I sensed it. It is in thy possession, is it not? The hidden treasure of Nokron. My thanks. Finally all the pieces are in place. Soon must I begin my journey. Upon the dark path only I may tread. Ah, but before I leave, I must entrust thee with this. Take it.
Okay, we get the Carrion inverted statue.
My discarded flesh lieth beyond the seal unlocked by it, upon which is carved the Cursemark of thy desire. I can fathom what thy purpose might be. Neither of us is welcomed by the brighter path, I see. You may leave now. It was but brief, but thou gavest me fine service. What is it? Thy purpose in approaching me was to obtain the Cursemark, was it not? You may leave now. I too am to depart on a journey. Upon the dark path only I may tread.
Okay.
What is it? Thy purpose in you may leave. I too.
So, apparently, what we would do next for this quest line is go to that tower over there, which I think is called Lenny's Rise. I'm not for sure. But in this guide, we're not the guide that I'm following. We're not going to do that. We're going to instead go. We're not going to do it right away. We're going to instead go down here to the study hall entrance. So and this is going to continue Fia's quest line, which is my primary goal in this. That's the ending I'm going for, you know. So this is all just really to me, it's very interesting. So stand by, and I will see you guys over there. Okay, I have never done this before, so it's interesting. We hold on, what was that? Okay, that's rest. Let's go ahead and have this be the site that we would turn to if we die. Okay, so we're going to place it. Oh, that's where that clip in the trailer comes from. Oh, look, the moon. Oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah, that was really, really neat. Okay, well, this place is now inverted. Somber Smithing Stone 2. Okay. The guy that we fought here before has just materialized. Oh boy, that was close. There's a item here. Mask of Confidence. Get rid of the ads. Oh shoot, okay. Oh boy, can I get this guy down? Oh, there, that death shot, man. I was almost there. I was working him down, man. I was just about there. So that guy's a bit of a problem for my daggers. I might want to switch to that twin blade, and if that doesn't work, actually maybe it would be better to go with the axe, the ripple blade. Okay, so I may have lost 29,000 runes. I don't know if I'll be able to get those back or not. Oh. We got another Somber Smithing Stone. Is that farmable? Oof. Ow. Alright. Okay, back away, back away, back away! Oh! That was so close! God. Oh boy, pop that potion. Oh, you're so fast. What has happened? Okay. He has disappeared off to somewhere else. Oh, there he is. Shoot. So I'm not in a great position to be able to... Okay, I'm gonna trust that. Oh boy, that seems a little bit sketchy. I gotta alt tab and find out what to do next, guys, so stand by. Okay. He killed him outright up here, so he doesn't have to chase him around. We do. So we gotta... Oh my gosh. Oh, that's quite the fall. I don't know how he made that jump. Oh, that's gonna be a pain in the neck. I thought I could just drop right off the ledge there. We gotta fight him all over again, man. Well, that sucks. Well, I don't have to worry about the runes anymore. That was very unusual. I had some hiccups in my CPU for some reason, and I was getting hit where I've not been hit before, so Yeah, it's unfortunate. What is going on here? Hold on, guys. I'm going to put you on pause. Okay, hopefully I have fixed the problem. I don't really know. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, I don't have control of, okay. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Mouse and keyboard input. I didn't have control over my right weapon strike. Okay, so the trick to that is to strike with the mouse button, and now it's back. Okay. So I am so sorry about all this wonkiness. It was caused by alt-tabbing and trying to find out what's going on with my CPU, making the game kind of pause and skip a little bit. So we should be clear now. We're not getting those drops anymore. Son of a gun. It's just too much switching. Too much switching. Maybe I need to just go in with the axe. There's too much BS going on. Come on, dude. That's a stupid way to get beat up. Come on, man. I should have been able to dodge that. God, man, colossal hits. Jeez, man. Incredible. Just incredible. I'm gonna have to find a workaround on this, because it is not friendly for me. Oh, of course. Yeah. Okay, is there a grease that I could apply here? Well, he's a sorcerer, right? So he's still in a corporal body. Let's try blood. That's crazy how much damage they do. Well, you know, whenever I get in there with my daggers, they don't do any damage. Wow, come on. Are you kidding me? Are we into the cheese now? Okay, maybe pop this. Pop this. Make sure we still got this going. Oh, dang it, man. I don't know. Well, he's ethereal, so he's not going to take blood damage. Switch back to daggers. Actually, coat this and then put it away. Ouch. Oh boy. Oh no. Yeah, I didn't realize I was that low on health. Golly, man, I did much better my first try. I don't know what's going on here that I'm suddenly having such a difficult time. Okay, he's down there. So that wound up working. Now how do I make this jump here? Whoa, it just jumped over that. Wow. Okay. Lucidity. 597 times the charm. Obviously, I'm just kidding, but it did take a lot. I don't know how much of that I'm going to trim out. So I don't want you guys to have the false impression, you know, but it took me like 8 tries. Okay, what do we have here? I need to be able to Alt-Tab and see what's next. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take that risk now. Stand by. Okay, it looks like we are on our way to a boss fight. And since I've never been here before, I've never done that boss fight, so I did not let the video progress to that point. I haven't even seen what the boss looks like. But we got to drop down here. Then run, jump over here. And now we're supposed to drop down. Let's see, where are my items at? There's a loot item there. And one right there. Okay, so... Oh, I was probably supposed to drop off that one. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Drop to there. And carefully navigate around that. Holy proof dried liver. I wonder if that's a hint that this boss does holy damage. Okay. Oh, carefully. He said that the camera gets all crazy in here if you get too fast, so just be methodical, basically. So you don't run off the edge. Glintstone Firefly. From here, we should be able to just jump to here. Painted glass windows. So, this is actually the top of the tower. Ah. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Oh, there's a grace site. So we're outside in the world now, so the world is not inverted. Oh, I see. I've always wondered how we would get to this tower. Uh-oh. Oh, Godskin Peeler. Wow, right into it. What did I do that for? That was an accident. I don't get a summon, huh? Yeah, okay. Couldn't quite get away from him. So this is going to take a few tries as I learn this fight. Just a little bit too late. Come on, Cletus. Uh-oh, what do we got going here? Looks dangerous. Oh yeah, that is dangerous. Uh-oh. Oh, what a delay, man. It's like the guy floated. You gonna go Mike Jordan on me? Godskin Noble hood, robe, bracelets, trousers. Got the whole shindig there. Let's pick up all these things. And then we'll take a look at what we just got. Here it is. Oh, how cool do you look? Do you do anything special? No. We also got something else, though. What was it? Mask of Confidence, I think. And it gives +3 to Arcane. Let's see what that looks like. It's not as good as the tier mask that gives plus, was it 5? But it's more appropriate for my look. Whoops. Oh, it looks like it's +8. $30 Arcane, 30. Oh, it is 8. You know, I thought I got that wrong in my last episode. That's 8 levels, man. That's a lot. That just looks stupid. I hate it. I really kind of hate it. You know, so no. But what's this look like? Doesn't really go with the armor very well, but that's interesting. But it doesn't do anything special. Whereas if I wore this, I might be able to put those gloves on. Let's look at what the other stuff looks like. Oh, that's goofy looking. That's hilarious. I wouldn't. You look like the Michelin Man. Like a nightmare version of it. I think I might be able to put these clean rots on. Yeah, medium load. Okay. Let's see what the Godskin Peeler gloves look like. Okay. Godskin trousers. The trousers are kind of neat looking. If you wanted a leather sort of look. Well, let's try this for a little bit. Think it goes well together. Sure. Okay. What do we have down here? I haven't seen any of this, so I hope I'm not doing anything silly. Yeah, I'm actually probably going to go check the video. I just want to make sure no other boss pops up or anything like that. Alright guys, it's just straightforward. We go into here, we go up to the top. Ronnie's original corporal body is up there, so that's kind of a big deal. Get to see what her body looked like. Like, we see her currently in spirit form. Now, this is a charred body, so we don't get a lot to look at, but there's some, I think. I had it on 2x speed, so I didn't see it for very long. But the one thing I did notice that kind of stuck out to me. I like this look. It's not quite as good as the skull mask, I don't think, but it's in the same vein. Like, I could see this being an assassin's mask sometime like real world, maybe well, not real world, but maybe more like Assassin's Creed, tied to the beginnings in the ancient Mid-East of assassins. I could see this fitting, so it still works thematically, and it gives me +3 to arcane. All right, so here we are. She's all burnt up. You can see she's got the mark in her back that matches Godwin. But the thing that really stuck out to me, and it's hard to tell because she looks like she's stone now. So is that copper? Is it rust? Or does she have red hair? Because if she's got red hair, that might tie into Marika's line. And I've heard some lore videos that have dabbled in that theory. So I don't really know enough to say yay or nay, but I think that's interesting. Cursemark of Death and the Stargazer Heirloom. Okay, this is future me interjecting here because I wanted to clarify something. What I just said about tying into Marika's bloodline, it might technically be true. I'm a little uncertain because there are some things out there that make it look an awful lot like Marika and Radagon are one and the same. But how that happens, it's a little confusing. There's some plot holes in there, and people theorize. So what maybe a better way to say it is that red hair is from Radagon. So Radagon married Rennala, Queen Rennala, and this is what ended the feud between the royal house of Caria, I think I said that right, who believe in the stars and astrology. The astrologers predated them, so they're not one and the same, but they're in that vein, and they believe in fate that's guided by the stars. It's a little bit nebulous. It's not as defined as having a specific god like the Golden Order does, where it follows the greater will. It's more nebulous than that, and maybe the best example I can think of or analogy might be Buddhism, where there's sort of this cosmic everything that we're all a part of, and stuff like that, and that you eventually return to, and things like that. Not that I'm an expert on Buddhism or anything, but these are my understandings of it. So that's what Queen Rennala and the House Caria and the people of Liurnia follow. So whenever the Golden Order showed up, there was an obvious conflict that was going to happen. That led to an enormous war. And there are places in Liurnia that you can find that will tell you that this basically was resolved under a marriage. Now, I don't know all the details of how that might have happened. How did two enemies end up? Is it a Romeo and Juliet kind of story? I don't think so. It's something else. It seems, and so whether it's an arranged marriage or whether it's a true love thing, I don't know. I don't know how any of that would have happened. I don't know if the game tells us. But Radagon got married to Queen Rennala, and they had 3 kids. The firstborn was Ranni. And because the people of Liurnia operate under a matriarchy, Ranni, even whether she was firstborn or lastborn, I think would be the ultimate successor to Queen Rennala regardless, but most especially because she's firstborn and she's female, right? So she's loyal to the Dark Moon. Queen Rennala is loyal to the full moon. And if you look at the sky in Elden Ring, I actually didn't know this until I just recently watched a video, so I'll be looking for it in future videos. But I guess there's two moons, and there's a bright full moon, and then there's a dark moon. And Ranni is mentored by the dark moon. And then there's the next two. I don't know what order they are. I don't know who's older than who, but it's the two brothers. There's Rykard, who's loyal to the god-devouring serpent, and there is Radahn, who is loyal to the greater will. And it sure looks like all three children inherited Radagon's red hair. Now, Radagon eventually leaves Rennala, and that drives Rennala insane. That's why there's some tragedy in this story. And Radagon leaves Rennala to become the consort of Marika. As soon as he does that, legally speaking, his three children with Rennala now are elevated to demigod status. And because he's a consort to a goddess. That's how the lore works in this universe. So they are all three, Ranni, Rykard, and Radahn, lifted to demigod status. Radahn steps in on behalf of the greater will to hold the stars back. And that basically, as I understand it, suspends Ranni's destiny. And that's kind of important. Her destiny being tied to the stars. That's kind of important because for reasons that I don't clearly understand, like from a strategic perspective, it seems like a bad move. But the greater will deemed Ranni to be an Empyrean, meaning that she has the qualifications required to be named not just a demigod, but an actual full-blown goddess. And so the greater will gives her a shadow, just like they gave to Godwyn, I think it was. No, not Godwyn. His dad. I can't think of his name. He had the lion as a shadow. Ranni gets Blythe as a shadow. Now, this does not make sense to me because Ranni comes from a background that supports the greater will's opposition. And then in addition to that, she shows herself willing to sacrifice just about everything in order to pursue that loyalty in opposition to the greater will. So my best guess then is that there must be some sort of legal standing here, that even though the greater will might understand this is a threat, they have no legal standing, or it has no legal standing. I don't know what the greater will is made up of. I don't know if it's a singular essence or if it's like a board of people, right? Or beings. So that's why I'm not really sure whether to pluralize it as they or singularize it with it. But let's just go for it for now. It might recognize Ranni's a threat, but it doesn't have the legal standing to remove Empyrean status from her. If it did, it would undermine, legally speaking, a whole slew of other things, and the entire Golden Order unravels from that point because it's completely lost credibility, right? I don't really know what's good. That's my best guess, but I don't know. So because Ranni has Empyrean status, it is important. It's a significant event that Radahn stepped in on behalf of the greater will and halted the stars. However it did that, these From Software games, you can't get too deep into them. If you start trying to figure out the physics of how the stars were halted and how come you see other stars in the night sky, and there's no answers there, as far as I can tell. So it's just you more understand it conceptually. whatever power the stars hold with fate is being held back by General Radon. So when we destroy General Radon, it unleashes all the stars. It creates the big comet strikes the planet and creates the hole that exposes the Eternal City, and that's when Radon sends you down there to get the finger-slaying blade. And all of this has to do with her quest line, which we're not focusing on, but I just wanted to kind of clarify what was going on here, because it's just the game has so much interesting stories in it, and I wanted to make sure I didn't sidebar anybody with my comment about America, even though that's still probably technically true. I thought it was better to go ahead and explain the lineage here, and the red hair comes from Radagon, and then the demigod status, because Radagon became consort to America, and the legal standings there is what I'm guessing that allows Ronnie to become an Empyrean now under the Greater Will, even though everything in her life says that she's opposed to the Greater Will, right? So it's just real nifty. So we'll go ahead and stop it right there and continue on with the very ending of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Trying to get a gauge of like her height. She seems tall. But let's see if we can find that Cursemark of Death. And here it is, good. Cursemark carved into Lunar Princess Rani's discarded flesh. Alright, Cursemark carved into the discarded flesh of Rani the Witch. Also known as the half-wheel wound of the centipede. The Cursemark was carved at the moment of death of the first demigod, so that would be Godwin, and should have taken the shape of a circle. But because she's only half demigod. However, 2 demigods perished at the same time. Oh, I see. Okay. However, 2 demigods perished at the same time, breaking the Cursemark into 2 half-wheels. Rani was the first of the demigods whose flesh perished, while the Prince of Death perished in soul alone. Man, that's cool. Okay, so moving on to talismans, we picked up this. A talisman engraved with the legend of a queen. Raises intelligence. The young astrologer gazed at the night sky as she walked. She had always chased the stars every step of her journey. Then she met the full moon, and in time, the astrologer became a queen. So that would be Rani's mother, Queen Renala. I think. Because she's still known as Lunar Princess. Okay. We're going to go ahead and end this episode. It's going to be a shorter episode, I guess. I don't know how much shorter, but I think this is a good point to stop it at. The next place that we're going to be going is it's over here. We're going to be going into... We'll start here. Let's go ahead and move over. We'll be moving into the Siofra Aqueduct. I suppose, actually, even though I didn't see it in the video, well, because I didn't see it in the video, I don't want to do it yet, but it seems to me like he forgot to go turn in Rani's Cursemark for whatever weapons we can get, so we probably have a trip to the Round Table Hold that will lead off or occur very early in the next video is what I'm anticipating, but I don't know that for sure. This is what our guy looks like now. So again, I am Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I will see you in the next episode where this story continues.